It's Monday, December 15th, 2025. I am Gordon with Unlock Your Bioenergy, and I want to debrief the last fitness slash stress test I did this past weekend. It's going to be a good, because I'm trying to test myself to see if I'm progressing with this simple test and trying to validate whether or not the X39 in combination with what I call the cleanest and most absorbable deuterium-free 114 degree molecular bond angle water. Why do I say this? I'm a stickler for details. I like to really put money behind my mouth, if you want to call it that, because there's too much deception in this world, and I don't like it. This is freshly made deuterium-free 114 degree molecular bond angle water, because if you listen closely, you could probably hear the water dropping into the glass. And I have a kind of special video for you that I will show a little bit later after we talk about this fitness test. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it here, and we're going to see if I was able to successfully get 250 skips in 69 seconds with the 1/4 pound rope. So it's a little bit heavier, and it's a 9-foot length, so I am not shortening the length of the rope to make it spin around my body faster. I actually have to do the work to accomplish this goal, which in essence makes it harder to do. And for those who know about skipping or jump rope, will agree with my methodology, because I have no, there's no way to cheat it, if you want to call it that. In order to do it faster, you got to spin that rope faster, and when it starts to burn, it burns. And I'm trying to see if I can overcome that burn for every time I up the ante, trying to do it faster. So I've been doing this test now for a large number of weeks. Let's have a look to see how this one goes. 5, 4. Oh, wow. So here I'm watching the screen, and I see my heart rate peaks at 171 at this particular moment. So My heart rate's trying to recover. And based on the time, like, because I started late, I think, like a half second or something like that, did I reach the goal of 250 skips in 69 seconds? I would think, yeah, more or less, because of how you hear the timer and when I'm counting, right? It was really close, really close. And based on that attempt, I would say I more or less did it, largely because I was able to keep up with that tempo of 218. And 218, if we divide it by 2, is 109. So that's this tempo. So if I go 218, so that's a pretty good pace. Do I have more in the tank? I think so. I'm going to have to practice. And in doing so, I'm actually going to try to adjust, instead of using the single skipping on each beat, because I only have so much kind of room here for tempo. So I'm going to now start cutting the tempo in half. So for today's session, I'm going to practice that. And I think I'm going to do, normally I was doing 132, and when I divide it in half, it was 66. I'm like, oh, I don't like that number. So I'm going to switch it to 68, or increase it to 68. So for each beat is going to be 2 steps. So that'll be 134. That'll be for the warm-up later today. But going back to the fitness stress test, I think overall I achieved that goal. Because I felt the energy to do it. I'll call it that. And so I'm going to up the ante next week, this coming Saturday, to see if I can do it in 68 seconds. And that's going to be a test, whether I can do it or not. And it's going to test the electricity in my body. It's going to test the coordination. It's going to test my energy levels, multiple things. And I'm looking forward to it, because in order to be successful in anything, you kind of have to try it, right? You gotta work for it. So I'm gonna try it. And I think this is helping me get there at the age of 49. Can it help you? You don't know until you try, because it fits into any lifestyle. It's easy to do. And if you can afford a coffee a day, stop drinking coffee and do the X39 and start reaping the benefits. It's a good trade-off. And when you combine it with 114 degree molecular bond angle water, then magical things can happen. The reason why I say that, because you can hear I'm making new water. I wonder if you can. Maybe you can. I'll take these off here. here I have a short little video that I recorded before starting the live stream because I was working down here in the basement, and you can see that on the screen I'm wearing the same shirt. So without further ado, let's listen.
Good day. This is a quick documentary video. Today's date is December 15th, 2025, and I'm just in the process of bottling some 114 degree molecular bond angle water. And when I make it, I take samples of tap water and the finished product, and I kind of compare it together. And basically I take a couple glasses and I fill them at the same time with both water, or both types of water. And today I find this here. So this is the source water, and you can see here in the glass where there's stain, and you can see it, and that's the level on where I fill the glass with, so the bottom edge of the tape. And there's water here that's left over that hasn't evaporated yet, and it's been a few days since I've bottled any more water, so this is what I find. And then I have a glass here that is labeled 114, right? And so this is the reverse osmosis treated water, and then it goes into the John Ellis machine, and then I take a sample and I measure and I track the reduction rate in of the reverse osmosis. So normally the tap water would be around, recently it's 193 parts per million, and after I run it through the machine, or through the reverse osmosis, and then through the John Ellis machine, it currently now finishes around 4 parts per million. And I filled this glass the same time as I filled the other source glass. And what do I find? There's no water in it. It's all evaporated. Whereas there's still some in here. So it tells me a few things. One, validates that the John Ellis machine actually changes the bond angle of the water, and because of that, it takes less energy to change, to evaporate, and it's clear as day. And on top of that, the reverse osmosis is doing its job, but see, no stains on the glass, or very little. There's the source. So tap water's got something in it. So be aware, be informed.
So that's a quick little video that validates, hopefully for you, that I'm not doing anything special, but because I'm a stickler for details, not only just in my heart rate and performance, but I also pay attention to the water that I'm treating with the John Ellis machine. So if you want to call me, a stickler for details, anal, analytical, whatever you can muster up, whatever your creative mind can create, I'm doing my due diligence and trying to show you that the things that I'm doing are for real. And I hope that you are picking up on that. If you want to learn more about the John Ellis machine, scan that QR code. It'll take you to unlockyourBioenergy.GoDaddySites.com, and if you click on this button, you'll see here I'm mirroring the image, or the website. Okay, I show you how to make it. I tell you how to make it. I tell you how to make the machine, or get the machine. I don't make single penny telling you about this. This is the website again. Sorry, I missed to show this to you. Clicked on the wrong thing before I needed to. And you can learn about the water here. If you want to learn about the X39, which I'm wearing, you can make your purchase here. And why is the X39 important? Because if you didn't know, exercising resets / regenerates about 78 genes, aka DNA genes, inside the body. When you do that regularly, you feel better, you look younger, muscular, all these benefits. You may not look that much younger, because if you got gray hair, you got gray hair. But what about the rest of the DNA genes in the body? David says there is several thousand. So how do you support those genes? How do you activate them? With the peptide that we're all born with that goes dormant. So you gotta snap it back on to start doing its job. How do you do that? Said it before and I'll say it again. The X39. It's super simple and it fits into your lifestyle. Costs a coffee a day. And when you fuel the process of stem cell, DNA, regeneration and resetting with what I call the cleanest and most absorbable, magic happens inside the body. And I continue to experience it from a fitness perspective. Not only that, but also from a mental perspective, it makes you sharper here. And I commented today on social media that there is one thing that I noticed that was happening over time. And when I play the accordion, my left hand is starting to lose its mind-muscle connection, if you want to call it that. Because I would lose tempo, like in the left hand. But now that symptom is going away. It's like that mind-muscle connection is resetting itself and restoring itself. So when I'm playing tempo, I don't miss. I don't skip. When I'm focused, it's super good. And when I play live, it shows. And is that a positive outcome after introducing the water, now the X39? Because there's a video that actually resurfaced where I see David, or I hear David talking about bond angle. Does he know? Are you watching, David? If you are, that's great. Because then it's telling me, I'm pretty sure you know, the water is crucial. Always is, and always has been, and always will be. It's part of the body. You need it. And is it fueling my resetting and regenerating of cells in the body? I think so. I'm continuing to experience the benefits. So with that, let's begin today's workout. I'm going to start with the 9-minute warm-up. I had a pinch of salt earlier today, and you saw me drink a full cup of Deuterium depleted, freshly made, deuterium depleted, 114 degree molecular bond angle water. And now, look at, I see the number, I'm like, ah, goodness. Whatever. Gotta breathe more. 9-minute warm up. So I'm gonna do the tempo of, this is gonna be 134 beats per minute. But it says 68, but I'm gonna do tick, 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 alternating the step like that, so doubling it. So each beat is gonna be, you know, whichever foot you lead with, whether it's the right one or the left one. Every time that beat hits the signals, that foot's got to be touching. So you pick whichever one you want. And let's begin. Then we're going to do back and biceps, which should be exciting today. Largely because I have an upgrade to show you, and it should be good. So, using my weapon of choice, if you want to call it that, the Buddy Lee Rope Master. Behind me I have an upgrade, which I've decided to do with some equipment that I've had actually for a while, well, several years. That sequence, practice it. Oh, I just realized. Do this. 2.5 minute mark that's left of the warm-up, that's when I'm going to increase the pace. See how far I have to be. Okay, that's not far. I got lots of space. So, T-minus 5 seconds, and we're going to start to increase the intensity. 1, here we go. Oh my, really? Alright. Now I'm going to reduce the metronome to be 60 beats per minute. So every tick is going to be 1 second. And today's workout ceiling here, I have attached some anchors where I can do perpendicular, now specific training with vibration plate, and that of the lats. So I could even do really good dips as well. That's going to be for tomorrow. But today I'm going to be focusing on the lats. So that's where I'm going to be taking the vibration plate. It's kind of here, focusing like this, and then you work in the lats. So there's just a little bit of tension at the beginning there. I can feel it. So it's not, how would you say, completely loose. And we're going to start with doing regular pull-ups. What I'm going to do is actually sit down on the vibration plate. That's a full stretch. I could just grab it. Oh, of course, it's not plugged in. So what happens when I... Had some things that I was doing this weekend, so... Alright. What I will do is actually put my hands in here like this. So I'm focusing oh my. It's kind of hard to do without. Okay. Okay. There we go. There we go. So by having a vibration, now I can keep the tension on. I can't quite pull myself off the ground. Just barely. When the band is at full tension. But having it like this here, I could really feel already the activation that is happening. So if you wanted to increase your strength for this, let's say for doing an iron cross, this is a very good way to practice that. If you don't have those rings, or you know, you have an assistant or whatever, like this is a good way of doing that. Can have your elbows a little bit more forward or strictly beside you, like straight parallel with your torso, or a little bit 45, or chin up is more this way. But I will be rotating between the different styles. So here I'm holding it isometrically, but having the vibration now as part of the movement, it's creating little micro tears in the lat muscle and forcing you to keep activating that portion of the range of movement. Oh, okay. Keep your shoulder blades pinched. Oh. concentration and really helps to focus on the lats. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to, to a chin up. So this time I'm going to, my right hand quicker. So using the same principle now, isometrically holding it. If you have a bar, you can put the bar in the ankle straps, and to kind of mimic a full or real bar, so you develop some grip strength, or you can use the regular handles. So chin-ups involve the bicep if you're using a bar or handles, but by me holding the ankle straps like this, I'm just using my fingers to keep them from sliding off. Doing explosives with this is very good. And there's still a stretch on the band, so I can here practice holding and activate those fibers at the beginning. Develop power there if there's sticking points. Alright, now I'm going to switch to rows, but because of the distance between the ceiling and the floor is greater than, I want to still be able to get full extension behind the back so the elbows are behind. So to do that, I'm going to switch to a seating position here. And then use the 70 pounds here as a foot stop. Just put this here. Now, and then I'm going to take this off and use this here. So basically I have the door stops attached up here on the ceiling. See how that worked out nicely? I'll take this off here so I can use them. I'll have to use them tomorrow. Or you can get additional small anywhere anchors, which I probably will do, so that way I have a nice permanent install up there. It's kind of a really cheap way of doing it. Okay, I need to be farther away. Somewhere like there. Yes, I think that's where it needs to be. Slightly more. Alright. Now, using the vibration, and the same principle of grabbing, I need this weight. There we go. Let's restart this. There we go. Alright. So having the weight on the ground, I have proper support. I'm not going to be sliding. And I can really pull these elbows behind the back and work that part of the biceps or the lats that are missed. So this is like a superior way of doing a bent over row. Yeah, and you get the vibration. You can hear my voice. So it's one thing to work the explosive, the type 2, but it's another thing to strengthen the skeletal fibers, get a full stretch. There we go. Pull those elbows all the way back. So this is a nice pulling the same weight that I was pulling from the ceiling. Get a full stretch. You can feel the scap and the rhomboids. Lift up the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Hold it isometrically. All the way through. You want to really pull that weight and then slice it back. Doing some explosive reps. Hold it. Slow, negative all the way through, back, explosive. Oh yeah, I can feel it. Feels good. Alright, so we had the pull up, the chin up, we got rows. Now we're going to switch to a straight bar curl. So I'm going to do preacher style. I like this variation because it gets a full stretch on the bicep, and then working at the peak. So getting so full stretch, right? Maybe slightly more behind the back. So, and you could start this way and then work using the vibration plates, either standing or change my mind. I'm going to stick with the preacher style today. That way I can focus on right. Now I'm going to use the exercise ball. Here is my other tools that I use for this thing here. Okay, now I need to set up. I'm going to go, I think I'm going to use the red band because I want to make sure I focus on getting the peak and hanging around in that range, or that range of movement. Make sure I put as much time under tension. All right. Now grab the towel, because I don't want the. I think this is where I need to be approximately. Let's see. Yeah. I think that's more or less. Slightly more. I want to have tension at the start. There we go. All right. Without further ado, so we're going to do straight bar. Holding it at the peak here. So basically, holding my hands are by my ears, essentially. Holding this mouth, holding the band, the tension. So, and I can roll away on the ball, keeping the same tension on the band. So, holding it isometrically, now bringing it closer. Yeah. Oh yeah. There. Now I have more movement by putting my feet wider apart. Now I'm going to hang at the bottom here. Try to keep my elbows. Yeah, there we go. Flat. With the resistance on. Oh my. So this added resistance, doing it perpendicular like this, really targets the bicep. Which, if you want to chase the bicep, the strength, and the peak, you can really do it this way. Oh. All right. Whew. Next one, I'm going to be switching to hammer curl. Wow. using the same band, same approach. Now I'm going to tackle the long head of the bicep for 3 minutes, all under time, under tension, varying tempos of vibration during all 3 minutes. So wow. Oh my goodness, seriously? Sit on this silly thing correctly. Yeah, I can feel the tug. Oh, wow. The first bar, or the first one with the straight bar, gosh, wow. Hold the full squeeze, peak. Like this here, adding the movement, it changes the variability within the isometric movement right away. It just, I could feel the difference right away. Wow. Cool. Yeah. All right. Next up, I'm going to do what I call huggers. So basically, like you're going to hug somebody. So I'm going to just change the angle a little bit. And what that's going to do is focus a little bit on the brachialis, and you can add some pronation if you wish by holding the ankle straps like a hammer curl. So as you're doing the hip hugger, or not hip hugger, the huggers, you can switch between pronated and supinated grip, which I think I will do. Alright, so I'm going to start with a supinated. So I'm alternating between which hand is leading first, and then that way now I'm explosive. Alright, now I'm going to switch to a supinated. Put my thumb in it. Or Maybe a few reps for pronated, or supinated, should I say. That feels good. All right. So that's it for today. Strive for about 40 minutes, which I achieved that. So let's look at the date stamp here. Today's date, December 15th, 2025. Starting time was at 3:26 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And heart rate maximum I hit at 157. And there you can see heart rate for the duration of the workout. So relatively calm for resistance training, and making sure that I reset and regenerate those 78 genes that are in this area in the biceps and in the back. So my goal one day is to be able to do an iron cross, and I'm going to try to work my way to get there. So, because you could have all the muscle in the world, but if you can't do an iron cross, you ain't that strong. That's lifting your body weight like a gymnast. So there's a place for calisthenics in today's world, and it's there because it's real. So can we use the tools such as the vibration plate to help strengthen those muscle groups to get to the iron cross? You betcha. You can do it. So it's all about mind-muscle connection and holding it and making the muscle do the work and building the strength of the tendons and everything else. Supported with what I call excellent a toolbox, and you can find it right there, not to see the QR code, and it'll help with your #1 recovery complaint if that's it. This works. So make sure you find it. Try it, because you will not know until you try it. A coffee a day, it's all it costs. And if you're running to, if you're paying somebody to make you coffee, maybe you want to stop that, because all coffee shops are using locals' water supply. And I cringe a little bit. And I have good reason to. So that's it for today. I'm Gordon with Unlock Your Bioenergy. Follow me, subscribe, comment below if you want to see something different. Or just a thumbs up. That's all. And support me. Make a purchase. We'll see you tomorrow for Tacky Tuesday. Bye.